Houthi forces initiated missile strikes targeting commercial vessels within a 20 nautical mile radius of Ras Issa port this morning. Developments across Yemen and Israel, Ukraine and Iran demand immediate attention. Israeli defense firms demonstrated a novel capsule weapon system in closed testing earlier today. Shield AI's partnership with Taiwan deepened following successful deployment of autonomous drone swarms against simulated threats. Iran continues to provide material support to Russia's operations within Ukraine. Over 3,500 tanks have been confirmed lost by Russian forces since February of 2022, representing the largest documented equipment loss in modern warfare, according to Oryx visual documentation. This staggering figure underscores the intensity and protracted nature of the conflict in Ukraine, but recent developments suggest a potentially worsening situation for Kyiv's defenses. Ukrainian officials are reporting an alarming increase in ballistic missile shipments from North Korea to Russia, raising serious concerns about Ukraine's ability to counter incoming attacks. The timing of this alleged transfer is particularly problematic, as Ukraine faces a critical shortage of Patriot air defense missiles. This deficiency leaves key infrastructure and population centers increasingly vulnerable to Russian strikes, further straining already stretched resources. Fighting remains exceptionally fierce in the Donbas region, especially around Pokrovsk and Toretsk, where Russian forces are attempting to exploit weaknesses in Ukrainian lines. The increased range and maneuverability of potential North Korean ballistic missile systems would complicate Ukraine's defensive posture significantly, allowing Russia to strike deeper into Ukrainian territory with less warning. While Kyiv has demonstrated remarkable adaptability throughout the conflict, consistently innovating tactical approaches and utilizing Western-supplied equipment effectively, a substantial influx of new missiles presents a qualitatively different threat. The sheer volume of potential incoming strikes could overwhelm existing air defenses, regardless of ingenuity. Beyond the Donbas, and Russia continues to probe Ukrainian defenses along other sectors of the front line, seeking opportunities for breakthrough. The confirmed losses of over 7,800 armored vehicles and 350 aircraft by Russian forces highlight 20 kilometers, that's the approximate range being tested for a new defensive system developed by Israeli startup Erez Defense Solutions. Based in Had HaSharon, this relatively small company is generating significant buzz within defense circles with its secretive capsule weapon, currently undergoing rigorous field trials. While details remain closely guarded, initial reports indicate the device is designed to intercept incoming projectiles, rockets, mortars, and potentially even drones, offering a layered defensive capability not previously available. The unusual transparency from Erez Defense Solutions regarding the testing process itself is noteworthy. Typically, defense contractors maintain strict secrecy during development phases. However, their willingness to publicly acknowledge areas requiring refinement suggests a strategic move aimed at attracting international collaboration and securing further funding. Experts believe this openness could accelerate deployment timelines and broaden the system's applicability across various terrains. The implications for Israel's defensive posture are considerable. The capsule weapon's portability allows for rapid redeployment, extending protective coverage beyond densely populated areas like Tel Aviv and Ashkelon to more remote regions along the border with Gaza. This increased flexibility could significantly enhance resilience against persistent rocket fire and other asymmetric threats. Integrating this system alongside existing Iron Dome batteries would create a multi-tiered defense network, potentially overwhelming enemy capabilities. Military analysts are already speculating on how such technology might be adapted for use in other conflict zones facing similar challenges. The ability to quickly deploy defensive systems across diverse landscapes presents a valuable asset for nations contending with irregular warfare. Furthermore, the modular design of the capsule weapon. Recent intelligence confirms Houthi forces are preparing to expand their attacks on commercial shipping into the northern Red Sea, a development with potentially far-reaching consequences. Previously focused primarily on vessels south of Yemen, near Aden, These anticipated actions represent a significant shift in strategy and pose an escalating threat to international trade routes. The Houthis have signaled intentions to target ships transiting towards the Suez Canal, a critical waterway for approximately 12% of global trade. This expansion directly impacts energy supplies, as many vessels carrying crude oil and liquefied natural gas utilize the canal. The strategic significance of this shift cannot be overstated. Control or disruption of maritime traffic through the Red Sea and Suez Canal has historically been a key factor in regional power dynamics. The Houthis' actions, believed to be backed by external actors, are designed to exert pressure on international powers and further destabilize the region. Current assessments indicate increased Houthi naval activity near strategic choke points within the northern Red Sea, including areas proximate to Bab el-Mandeb Strait. Military analysts assess that a sustained campaign of attacks against ships heading towards the Suez Canal would likely trigger a significant increase in insurance rates and shipping costs, potentially leading to widespread economic disruption. Furthermore, it could prompt direct military intervention from nations reliant on secure passage through the canal, such as European countries and the United States. The potential for escalation is high, particularly given the ongoing conflict within Yemen, with fighting continuing around Marib and sporadic clashes reported. 3 Taiwanese-built drones recently completed a coordinated search of contested airspace, marking a significant advancement in autonomous defense capabilities. This demonstration, orchestrated entirely by artificial intelligence, showcases Taiwan's growing independence in developing and deploying advanced drone technology without direct American oversight. The success of this swarm operation underscores the strategic implications for regional security as tensions with Beijing continue to escalate. Previously, reliance on human pilots presented vulnerabilities. Now, AI-driven coordination offers increased speed, efficiency, and a reduced risk profile for Taiwanese forces. The expanded partnership between Taiwan and SHIELD AI represents more than just technological collaboration. It signals a shift in defense strategies prioritizing autonomous systems. While the specifics of the deal remain classified, analysts suggest this technology will be instrumental in bolstering Taiwan's air defenses against potential incursions, particularly around key coastal cities like Kaohsiung and Taichung. The ability to rapidly deploy and coordinate drone swarms provides a crucial layer of resilience in an increasingly complex threat environment. Meanwhile, concerns regarding foreign influence within U.S. infrastructure persist. A recent probe revealed that 3 Chinese state-owned telecommunications firms maintained operational footholds within the United States despite previous crackdowns. These holdings included equipment, data center space, and network ties, with one network exhibiting connections to Salt Typhoon servers, a development raising serious questions about potential vulnerabilities in critical communication systems. The implications of this discovery extend beyond national security, impacting economic stability and potentially compromising sensitive data flows. 0 casualties have been reported in the latest escalation of operations within Iranian airspace, though tensions remain exceptionally high. Recent developments are focused on significant upgrades to U.S. Air Force tanker capabilities, specifically the KC-135 Stratotanker fleet operating within the U.S. Central Command Area of Responsibility, July 22, 2026. As detailed in a report released July 29, 2026, service leaders have emphasized the paramount importance of increasing battlespace awareness for these critical support aircraft. The impetus behind this accelerated modernization program stems directly from the ongoing operations over Iran and the increasingly complex operational environment. Previously, KC-135s provided aerial refueling. Now, with newly integrated connectivity upgrades, they are evolving into mobile command and control nodes deployed in the sky. This transformation allows for a dramatic extension of operational reach for fighter squadrons and bomber aircraft engaged in missions targeting key infrastructure sites, such as those near Isfahan and critical military installations around Tabriz. The ability to sustain operations deeper within Iranian airspace is a significant strategic advantage, enabling more persistent surveillance and strike capabilities against targets previously difficult to access due to range limitations. These upgraded tankers effectively act as airborne relay stations, providing real-time intelligence sharing and enhanced communication links between aircraft and ground forces. This improved situational awareness allows for faster response times and greater precision in targeting, mitigating risk, while maximizing operational effectiveness. The rapid implementation of these upgrades highlights the adaptability of U.S. Air Force logistics and engineering teams under pressure. Several converging trends emerge from recent events across multiple conflict zones, all pointing toward a heightened risk of escalation and shifting power dynamics within the next 3 months. The Houthi expansion of attacks into the northern Red Sea represents the most immediate threat to global stability. Targeting vessels transiting towards the Suez Canal directly jeopardizes energy supply lines, potentially triggering significant price volatility and economic disruption globally. This action demonstrates a willingness by the Houthis, likely emboldened by Iranian support, to directly challenge international maritime security and exert pressure on Israel through indirect means. Simultaneously, developments in Taiwan highlight a critical shift in asymmetric warfare capabilities. Shield AI's expanded partnership with Taiwanese engineers. Following successful drone swarm demonstrations utilizing artificial intelligence for coordinated airspace patrol, signifies a move towards reduced reliance on American technological assistance. The demonstrated ability to operate these systems independently, specifically 3 Taiwanese-built drones coordinating without human pilot intervention, is significant and could allow Taiwan to better defend its territory against potential Chinese incursions. The situation in Ukraine remains precarious. Kyiv's assertion of increased North Korean ballistic missile transfers to Russia, coupled with the acknowledged shortage of Patriot air defense missiles, creates a dangerous vulnerability. This transfer would likely focus on shorter-range systems initially, targeting critical infrastructure and urban areas within Ukraine, further straining already depleted defensive resources. The Iranian upgrades to KC-135 tanker connectivity for the Air Force suggests an increased capacity for Russia to extend the range and endurance of its combat aircraft, exacerbating this threat. Finally, the Israeli startup Erez Defense Solutions' testing of a secretive capsule weapon, while still in development, underscores Israel's continued investment in novel defensive technologies, while details remain scarce. The company's transparency regarding ongoing challenges suggests an accelerated timeline for deployment, potentially intended to counter asymmetric threats such as Hezbollah rockets or Houthi naval actions. Across these theaters, Iran appears to be consolidating its influence and enabling proxy forces the Houthis and Russia to challenge established power structures. Taiwan is demonstrating a growing capacity for autonomous defense. The next 30-90 days will likely see intensified Houthi attacks in the Red Sea, increased Russian missile strikes against Ukraine, and continued refinement of Israeli defensive systems. A key point to monitor will be the United States' response to the escalating threats in both the Red Sea and Ukraine. Any miscalculation could rapidly escalate these conflicts.